Hello my loves, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and in today's video I want to share my knotless boho braid maintenance as well as some easy ways to style boho knotless braids. So if you guys are interested in seeing what I've been using to upkeep my braids as well as how I achieve some easy simple styles, go ahead and keep on watching. Before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys subscribe. Give this video a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below with your thoughts, comments, questions, opinions. Leave it down below. Now let's get into the video. So I've had these braids in for about a month and a half. These braids were done by my sister hairby_Kimmy on Instagram. And my hair is actually a sew-in with knotless boho braids. So in the center, I do have a sew-in with bundles. And on the perimeter, I do have knotless boho braids. I will link the hair, like the human hair that I use to do this style down below in the description box for your ease of reference and shopping. But this style has been my go-to for the summer season. And if you guys know me and you guys been watching me, this style and I, we go together real bad. But knotless boho braids, baby, it is a high maintenance hairstyle. Okay, I'm here to tell you guys firsthand, but I don't mind it at all because it's easier than me even taking care of my natural hair. So to maintain my hair, what I do is I refresh my hair twice a week using these steps and these products. So in the back, I do have a row of knotless braids. I requested that the knotless braids in the back don't have any human hair throughout, just so that it doesn't cause a lot of tangling since that is my nape area. So I take some room temperature water in a spray bottle and I essentially just spray these braids down, specifically focusing on the end because that's where I have the human hair. Then I follow up by using this leave-in conditioning spray. Y'all, this spray right here is the truth. If you have any style with human hair, you need this leave-in. I'll have it linked down below. But I go ahead and spray that on my braids as well. And then I go in with this brush from Cantu and I detangle the ends to make sure that the human hair is nice and detangled. And then there is a few braids around my ear where I have the human hair throughout. So I'll show you guys how I detangle those braids. So I just take the braid and I just basically like shingle each of the pieces of human hair just to make sure they're not tangled like around the braid. And that's basically it. The back of my hair is super easy to maintain. You just want to make sure that you are moisturizing the human hair before you do any type of manipulation to it. So as I mentioned, the middle of my hair, I do have a sew-in. So this sew-in is super easy to maintain just because you just have to spray it with water and detangle it. So I just go ahead and I make sure my bundles are drenched and I apply the room temperature water and the leave-in spray, and then I just go in and detangle my sew-in from roots to ends. So this hair that I use for the sew-in is the same type of hair that is used on the braids throughout. So everything just blends nice and seamlessly. And one thing about my sew-in, you guys are probably like, girl, how is the track not showing at the top? I feel like that is a question that I get so often. So what my sister did is she basically crocheted some of the hair from the top track around like the actual weft of the track just to make sure it's concealed. So if you look too closely, you can see that it is a sew-in, but baby, nobody needs to be that close to me. So back that ASSTF up, okay? So I just go ahead and detangle the bundles. This is what it's looking like. So good, like so classy, so considerate, so demure. It looks so freaking good. I love this hair so much. So if you guys are looking for good quality hair for a boho style, the link is down below, y'all. So the front of my hair, it takes a little bit more time just because these braids that I have in the front of my hair have the human hair throughout. So you want to make sure that these are really like detangled because I feel like the front is my main focus, especially when I wear my hair in my bust down middle part. So I go ahead and I work with half of my hair at a time. I go ahead and just drench each half with the room temperature water. And once again, I follow up with that texture leave-in conditioning spray. With boho styles, you want to make sure that your hair is nice and moisturized. So I know a lot of people use mousses and some people even use gels. But with my experience with boho styles, I think that they last longer when you use like more lightweight product. So if you guys are looking for a product to moisturize your hair and also to help define the curls a bit, I highly recommend this leave-in spray. It's super lightweight and it does a great job defining the curls and making sure your hair stays moisturized. With the ends of my hair, I also like to just crunch them up just to make sure that after I moisturize it with the water and the leave-in spray, that it has like a nice coil to the ends of the hair. So that's just something that I take extra time doing. But overall, it's the same process of just taking each braid and just shingling the human hair that is throughout that braid just to make sure everything is nice and moisturized. I also like to take some extra time to give my edges some TLC because baby, one thing about me is that these edges, they are still going to be here at the end of each and every style. I really love this hairstyle because if you are somebody who doesn't like to sit for a full hair of boho braids, you don't have the time, this like express Bora Bora, that's the service that my sister calls it, is super helpful with the sew-in and just the braids on the perimeter. Also, if you are somebody who likes to refresh the edges of their hair often, this style is super convenient for that because all you have to do is redo either the part or the edges in the part just to make sure everything looks nice and fresh. If this is a style that you want to keep in for a period of time and just, do over the edges, it's super easy since you just have the sew-in in the middle. So make sure you guys book my sister, hairby_Kimmy on Instagram. I'll have her info down below so you guys can book my sis. She's located in New York and now she is accepting clients in Philadelphia. So if you're in either of these markets, make sure you book my sister, okay? Period. Y'all know how I feel about my Kimmy Can, my Kimmy Cakes. My hair looks so good, and as I mentioned, I've had this style in for a month and a half and everything is still looking nice, looking together. I do have a good amount of new growth, so things just don't look as fresh. But the thing with this style too is that after you do like grow hair, after you do have some new growth, it still looks good because since it has the boho aspect to the braids, it gives that it could look grungy, it could look a little old, it could look a little aged, but it could still look good. So that's something that I specifically like about these boho knotless braids versus just regular knotless braids, is that you can get away with these braids the longer you have them in, and who doesn't love that, especially a girl like me who's gonna keep her protective style in for as long as she can. So hair is all refreshed and moisturized and looking good. It still looks full even after a month and a half. Once again, the link for this hair will be down below in the description box. So after I go ahead and refresh my hair, I like to just do some finishing touches. So I spray some of the leave-in conditioning spray to my middle part, and then I go in with this Braid hair oil. I love this oil because it's super lightweight. As I mentioned earlier, I don't like to use heavy products on my hair while I have this style in. So this oil is super convenient since it is lightweight. And last but not least, I'm going to use my Way Hair and Body Mist just to make sure that everything is smelling right and tight. Love this body mist because it gives the hair like a light fragrance, so it doesn't disrupt like fragrances that you want to put on your body. And it does have a little bit of a lingering scent, so it smells for like a few days. Absolutely love this hair mist. And it just gives like a nice coconut feel. Makes me feel like I'm on vacation, even though I'm just here in Houston, Texas. So this is how I refresh and maintain my boho knotless braids. Now we're going to move into some quick and easy styles that you can do on your boho knotless braids. So starting off with my favorite, probably my most worn hairstyle, is the bust down middle parted. You cannot go wrong with this style at all. Love this style. Whether my hair is new or it's a little aged, this style still looks good. Like, hello, look at the hair, okay? And then a little variation of the bust down middle part is the side middle part. So I just go ahead and separate my braids into a side part. When I do this, I just make sure that the back of the part is covered with at least 1 or 2 braids just to cover and just conceal like the sew-in part, my top track. So this is the side part. This is my second favorite. It just looks so good. And it's a quick little variation. And I just go ahead and slick my edges down with this just to make sure that everything is nice and together, nice and classy, nice and considerate, nice and demure. But y'all, look at the hair. It looks so full still, period. So next up, we're going to do one of my next favorites, which is a half up, half down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my 2 front braids. I'm just going to separate the human hair pieces just to give like a little 1-2 bang situation. And then I'm going to collect my hair into like the half up. I'm just taking the first few rows of my braids and putting them up, and I'm also pulling out some random curly pieces just to give, you know, a little bit more of a curly look to this. And then I like to use these scrunchies. I will link these scrunchies down below. They're from the brand Goody, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make a ponytail with the top section for the half up, half down. Don't worry if your braids aren't like perfectly laid, because you can go ahead and adjust that after, but I'm just adjusting my braids just to make sure that my track anywhere that is showing is covered. I'm gonna go ahead and make the ponytail, and as I mentioned, it's okay if things aren't perfect, because at this point you can go ahead and make any adjustments to any braids that aren't laying down straight, or if you want to make the ponytail higher or lower, you can also do that at this point too. That's why I love the scrunchie, because it holds the braids together. It gives it a nice hold where you don't have to circle it around twice, because that adds more tension to the hair. This is what my half up, half down hairstyles look like. Nice and full, nice and cute. Okay, next up we are going to do a ponytail. So I have been loving ponytails in this style just because it just gives like more of like a pull back look. Like when you want your face to be the center of attention, maybe pull everything back into a ponytail. So I just go ahead and collect my hair, once again making sure that the braids are laying and concealing my tracks. And I'm using the same scrunchies that'll be linked down below to just put my hair into a ponytail. Once again, it doesn't matter if this is perfect or not, because you will have the option to like adjust braids and make sure everything is laid to your liking. And this is what my ponytail looks like. Nice and full, nice and voluminous, okay? Nice and classy, nice and demure, nice and considerate. If y'all are not on TikTok, get on TikTok and follow me on TikTok at Kensthetic_. But this is what the ponytail looks like. Absolutely love this style. And if you want, you can go ahead and just wrap the ends into a bun, and that can be another quick and easy style for you as well. You can pull some curly pieces out if that is what you prefer, but I like for this style to be nice and sleek and pull back, so I didn't choose to do that. Last but not least, I'm going to show you guys how I did this style that I wore on my birthday in Carousel. So what you're going to do is put your hair into a side part first. My hair is a little grown out, so it's not going to look as fresh as it did in that photo I just showed you guys. You're going to take the first few rows on the side with less braids and a little bit more rows on the side with more braids, and you're going to connect them on the side that you have more braids with just a ponytail holder. Like super easy. Super easy. But I think the key to this hairstyle is a decorative piece on top of the ponytail. So I had used a scrunchie with a rose in the photo that I showed you guys, but in today's tutorial, I'm going to just use a Zara scarf that I have, and I'm just going to wrap it around and make it more of like a thin width, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie it into a bow on top of my ponytail. And this is the style. So you can do this with like a decorative scrunchie, you can do this with a ribbon, you can use a bow, you can use a headscarf, you can use anything just to give it a decorative aspect and a pop of color. And that is basically the style. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, seeing me refresh my Boho knotless braids, me showing you guys the products that I use, super quick, super easy, as well as some styles that you can use to jazz up this hairstyle as well. So if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to your girl's YouTube channel. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later.